we're celebrating Oceedee's success launch party here.
Now, as we're stepping into another digital journey of ours.
This is a real brand with real utilities. Like this is what Web3 needs.
Pretty sure that they will probably be the talk of the VC circle pretty soon, and the brand is only going to see greater height. That NFTs happen to be the first step.
And that's from Oceedee. I'm really excited.
It's all about those digital identities.
Everyone, we are here to talk about Oceedee's Genesis NFT launch. Hi everyone, I'm Kunal Ahuja. I'm your host for today. I lead brand partnerships with Wazir X NFT Marketplace. We have Vishakha with us, who is a co-founder and VP with Wazir X NFT Marketplace. We have Neha, who's a co-founder of Oceedee and the one who's taken this NFT initiative for Oceedee. We have Kunal, who is the biggest collector with Wazir X NFT Marketplace, is the founder of CSS Club. Welcome everyone. Happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you, Kamal.
Thank you, Kamal.
All right. Hi. We are here to talk about India's first footwear brand, Oceedee, to enter into the NFT space. They completed their anniversary on 11th May, which is where the NFT went live.
Hi, Kamal.
Why don't you tell us about the special number 2015? What is 2015 about?
So, Kamal, it's actually a founding year. So in 2015, Anshul and I founded Oceedee. And that point of time, it was all about a 3D studio on our website. So we started with taking a very innovative step into the digital space. It was all about customization. Women could come choose their style, change the heel shape, size, color of the shoe to truly make it their own. And I think that's where the name Oceedee comes from, to get that perfect pair of shoe. And now, as we're stepping into another digital journey of ours, on the eve of our 7th anniversary, I think it's more significant to sort of have 2015, which is the founding year, as the number of NFTs for our Genesis drop.
So Vishakha, what do you and Neha started having this discussion, I think way back about in Jan end or Feb, if I remember. What is your experience and what do you feel about this? Is the first luxury footwear brand, affordable luxury footwear brand, I would say, which is featured into this NFT space and has done it in the right way. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I am just so happy that Neha connected and, we got talking, because we know that internally at Wazir X NFT, we have been trying to encourage women participation. That was one. Second was we were really striving for brands to participate. And why are brands important? Because we wanted the entire ecosystem to be in this space. With Neha taking the first step, especially Oceedee. Now, from what I know, Oceedee's brand philosophy is passion, innovation, and luxury. Passion and innovation is also, the philosophy behind Web 3.0. So there is an immediate connect with our philosophies as well. And I think with Oceedee dropping this beautiful collection and getting this project right in terms of the roadmap, this will be the first use case or a case study that other brands can learn from. And I'm only too excited because it's a woman-centric brand. And I think that's a first.
That's amazing. Now we have Kunal with us, who's been an integral part of Wazir X, who's been an integral part of this launch. Kunal, how does it feel CSS has been the community partner for launch with Oceedee? What is your experience and how did the whole thing feel like?
Thank you, Kamal. It's really our pleasure, actually, becoming. So I started collecting NFTs on Wazir, and getting this opportunity at this moment is, I cannot thank enough. I'm really grateful. And second thing is, like, I completely echo with Vishakha, what she said is like, this is a real brand with real utilities. Like, this is what Web3 needs. We saw a lot of PFP and a lot of just images selling out. There is nothing, end of the day, people are getting scammed and all. But this is really like a real company backing it up. And we can see the vision of the company also, right? Like they are really looking forward, ready to change. So it gives us another confidence that, we can go with them. And you will see, it's going to be really, people will learn from this NFT drop in future.
Yeah, and to add to that, what Kunal is saying is correct, especially in today's, bearish market. This NFT drop, this collection will reinstill faith into the NFT ecosystem.
You're right, Vishakha. In fact, I remember having conversations with Neha at the start when we were working. And Neha was always like, whatever is the price of NFT, I want to give more even in the first launch. And there are times where I used to tell, probably hold back for phase 2 and phase 3. She's like, you know what, I'll add more in phase 2, I'll add more in phase 3. And that shows that a brand is excited and they want to give back to the community. That has shown in the launch, that has shown the way project has shaped itself. So I think kudos to you, Neha and Kunal, for shaping it up so well and for supporting community so nicely.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a great learning from our in real life community, how we've shaped our journey over the last 7 years. And we know at the end of the day, it's the people who's going to make a brand. The product is just something that you can launch, but the fate of it is going to be decided by the people who try it out. And I think no matter which web we are or which world we are living in, it's going to be the same psyche. I'm a psychology major, so first understanding the people first approach has always been the key at Oceedee, and I think that's exactly what we're applying. And again, having Wazir X, Kunal, all of your experience come is really important. Like, it was really, our first community first approach has been very critical.
Right. So why don't we now get into you explaining us a little bit about what are the utilities? What is it that one needs to be latching on to the moment this project goes on public sale? I know there are people who have bought it in private sale are really big and have been lucky to be a part of it. But I want people to know that what's up for them when they have it in public sale.
So, Kamal, our approach has been more about creating a utility-based project. And with our Genesis drop, we're actually giving an access to the NFT holders into the very privileged club called the O Club, which is our 3-tiered membership program. And again, a little story there. These 3 memberships that people would hold are named after 3 of our iconic styles at Oceedee. So one is, of course, Julie, which is one of our best sellers, the most sold shoe at Oceedee. And of course, that's like the first tier, which will be giving you access into all the exclusive events at Oceedee, the future drops with maybe the whitelist privilege, discounts at not just the the metaversal events, but also in real life events. So we're also trying to bring a very phygital approach to this project. So as much as we love interacting with the new community, we want to integrate our the community we have built into this world and vice versa. So there'll be certain discounts or access codes for members that they would hold in each tier in on our website oceedee.com. Then, of course, the next is Zaha. It's been one which is it's a media favorite, and for most of our collaborations, it's been one shoe that's really picked everyone's eye. Again, architecturally very sculpted and very inspirational, one of my favorites too. And then, of course, the OG Tamara, which is the rarest in all the 3 membership. The reason it's so special, because it was the first shoe ever to be designed at Oceedee, and the true OG, as we call it, which will, of course, come with a much added bonus, which is a physical asset to match the digital twin. So whoever holds that, you will also hold a pair of Tamara in your closet. And I mean, for men, it is a great time to gift all their women counterparts, all the women in their life. So it's we have kind of structured it in a way that it's for all. And it's not a very, gender location specific project that we are entering into. And I think that was exactly the reason why we thought it's good to go the membership route rather than just dropping a collection, which is sort of one-on-one.
No, absolutely. And congratulations Now, Vishakha, moving on to you, what are your thoughts? Now we've experienced with brands globally, there have been projects we've been studying. What are your thoughts on how should brand approach their launches when it comes to these collection NFT launches going forward?
So I think with so many brands entering this space, it is a no-brainer that everybody has to participate. The end objective, of course, is to have a presence in the metaverse. And it's a proven fact that NFTs happen to be the first step into building something in the metaverse. Now, the geography or the place where your brand is located can make a lot of difference, because we know the challenges that we face in India. Kamal, you and I have had enough conversations with brands to understand that brands want to minimize their crypto exposure at this point, but they still, there are brands that come in who just want a PR headline. And you and I know how many brands we've refused, because we want people with their skin in the game, people who really want to build an asset class, because doing an NFT drop, be it brands or be it celebrities, it is not about just a PR headline or a media headline. It is not about appearing cool. It is about actual engagement. So the first thing that I think brands need to understand, especially if you're in the Indian geography, you need to understand or ask yourself is, why are you doing this? Are you doing this for a PR headline, or are you doing this for customer engagement? You can still continue to participate in the NFT ecosystem by not really even designing an NFT project, because that is still for mature players. What Neha has done and what Oceedee has done is shown how serious they are about this space. Oceedee is the creator that has a roadmap. For new brands, I think what they really have to first think is, if they're not willing to go the whole 9 yards, all they have to do is dip their toes in the water, which means you can start by simply sponsoring NFT events. You can start by partnering with NFT creators or collectors on their projects, and understand and become an NFT collector, study that, and then move on, along the, as you mature and as you learn more about the game. But at least start, because, this is the time to participate. You will be left behind if you do not. And that is why there is this huge need for crypto agencies that has now popped up. People who can actually onboard. So yes, and when brands come into this space, they also have to realize that they need to look at NFTs not from the Web 2.0 lens. It is a very different, it's not about customer acquisition anymore. It is about community building. It is about giving back to the community. So they need to put the community at core, as Neha said, people first. They need to do that. And they will also have to take the responsibility of educating their own audience, and not just expect to drop NFTs and come and dip into the NFT pool that we have built. These are innovators. And these innovators, by the way, our NFT community is very sharp. They will not just come and buy an NFT because it's a superstar or because it's a big brand, unless and until there is some real value and there's an asset class being built. So to cut a long answer short, brands need to start in some way or the other, for sure.
No, I think that's a perfect 101 for brands to understand that this is the right way to go about. Kunal, what are your thoughts? You've been working with a lot of projects. In India, you work globally with a lot of projects. You are a blockchain advisor for a lot of brands. What would you recommend for brands? What is the right way to get into NFTs?
So usually I just tell brand, how the things are happening in Web3 space, ask them to join a lot of spaces, ask them to attend, conferences happening all over the world. That's the best place to, you just hang out with, like-minded people and understand why, big brands are already started switching, right? Or adopting Web3. What's the reason behind that? And when we saw this technology boom, and right now also in technology, what is happening is these big investors, they come and they announce hackathon, so that new inventors can come and give different ideas around your product or your companies. So that can also happen in Web3, where you conduct certain events and let people build. We have a lot of young talent, and they can give you a lot of ideas for your brand itself. And so that's one way to just test the water, what's happening. So definitely it's not, you just don't get it for money. It's community building, and you get a royal community, and that's what people are missing. Like if people buy your NFT, they will stay longer with you because now you have some vision, something like that. So yeah.
In fact, can we just quickly ask Neha, I'm very curious as to the kind of homework that you did to get into this space, because you have literally walked the talk.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like it's been a little overwhelming journey because, when I started, it just didn't feel real, to be very honest, with the kind of case studies and, like how, I keep telling this to Anshu, that how our parents come and, they say, "Yeah, just show how to use this technology." And for the first time, I had this realization that what is this world? Like, where is it going? And as much as it was fascinating, it was still a little scary. But of course, I think one of our board members, he's really like, into this space. He's advising and mentoring companies into, entering like bigger companies into the, Web 3.0. But I think my homework just started understanding the case studies first in fashion space, and not just limiting it to it, just beauty, because as the progression happened, more case studies started coming out. Technology wise also, where, like, just to give an example, yesterday I was going through Instagram stories, and I saw Qatar is launching a metaversal assistant, and I was like, oh, I mean, it is here to stay. It's not something which, like, initially it felt like, oh, it's just a trend, it's going to come and go, but people are seeing the value that they could do creativity wise. There's so much we could explore. As a women's wear brand, for us always there's been restriction on location. We haven't been able to bring as much inclusivity because there are manufacturing challenges. All of that suddenly disappears in a Web 3.0. So understanding how brands have done, what their journeys have been, and of course, how we would do in for just the fashion side of things, refer to some of the big brands, their history, their journey, and kind of adapting it to what the Indian market is looking like. Because always, there's a perception that, oh, globally everything is 10 steps ahead of what we are facing in India, but kind of, bringing that a lot faster. And I think that's where, my first conversation with Vishakha really opened my mind, that utility-based project could be a lot more, progressive for us as a brand to enter the space into, rather than just the regular template of, oh, we are launching a collection, because we do that anyway in our, the regular stuff. But I think, just to kind of sum this up, it was really interesting because we haven't even launched a membership program in our physical, like for our, physical community. And then taking that step, like our first membership program under Oceedee is into Web 3.0. So that's kind of really exciting. And we've now, as we've been talking about it for the last 2 weeks on our social, I mean, not 2 weeks, not 3 months, on our social media, even our audience has started getting interested. We've had like a lot of comments saying, hey, what is this about? How do I go about, buying an NFT? And, we need more one-on-one videos from you guys. And that's a really great validation to know that people are on board as a community to take this step with you. So yeah, I mean, it's been a fun one, and I think very exciting, because it's kind of out of the box. We are, sort of stepping into this at a much earlier stage, as Vishakha mentioned, one of the early risers, and I think that's gotten me a very, very excited about things. So yeah.
So I think before we close the session, I would like to hear from three of you. What are few reasons why one should be buying this Oceedee NFT project the moment it goes live on public sale? If three of you can just share your thoughts quickly on that. Kunal, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, definitely. Well, one reason, I'm buying a lot of these NFTs just because I want to give this to my mother, my sister, cousins, and let them enjoy this benefit of this club. And I know only 2015 are there. I don't think there is more Genesis collection, and we never know what's going to come, once it starts growing. And in metaverse, there is there is no limitation, right? In metaverse, OCD can go. It started as design shop, so we know what's coming. A lot of things gonna come. So yeah, I'm really excited because it has really unique. Already asking, and she started scrolling, OCD website. So definitely, I'm gonna buy this one. And metaverse, I can buy for myself now. In real life, not, but in metaverse, I can buy stuff for myself. I see really big things happening because if you I'll just extend a little bit here, because a lot of people people are saying to me like, hey, metaverse is not going to grow, just like how internet came and people didn't believe in that. So same thing. But if you look at next generation, don't look at what we are doing, look at next generation. If I look at my kids, they are continuously playing Roblox. They are working in the Roblox and earning coins, and which is more centralized. And just imagine if these kids are growing up and they don't see this world, I don't think they will survive. So there has to be ecosystem for them, and to reward them because they're building something within that ecosystem. So it's going to be big, and I'm pretty sure OCD will have its own brand there, and then people will buy merchandise from OCD. I'm really excited. Thank you.
Kunal's gifting is sorted for the rest of his life now.
Vishakha, what are your thoughts? Why should one get into buying this OCD Genesis collection?
Kamal, one of the concerns which I had not shared with Neha when we spoke about it was I was a bit worried about the how would the audience react, because we do know that 85% of the community or 90% of the community comprises of men. Yeah. And again, very Gen Alpha, Gen Z, millennials. And I was like, how will they connect with this brand? But then it just hit me, wait a second, we are in Web 3.0. And as Kunal said, anything can happen in the metaverse. That's one. Two is, when you look at NFTs, at the end of the day, they are an asset class that you have to invest in. Okay. Apart from the great utility that the OCD team is providing, I, for instance, as an NFT collector, I never invest in anonymous projects. For me, apart from the roadmap, the founders are the roadmap. OCD has been around for 7 years. They have a great brand value. And with this drop, their valuation, and I don't know if I should be talking about it, I'm sure is going to go further. It's going to rise. I'm pretty sure that they will probably be the talk of the VC circle pretty soon, and the brand is only going to see greater heights. So if the brand is going to do better in the physical world, it is going to directly impact the asset class in the metaverse as well. And I think as long as you have the early mover advantage, please invest it. It's literally like an early mover advantage to one of the IPOs that comes out.
Right. Thank you. Thanks, Vishakha, for that wonderful thought. And I think it's a very different perspective of how we look at NFTs only from the utilities point of view. But thank you for that. Neha, this is your chance to tell us that why should we invest into this fantastic project that all of us have been working for so long. Please give us your thoughts.
Well, I mean, I think Kunal and Vishakha have covered most of it, but one, definitely it's an early mover advantage. This is just the beginning that OCD is, stepping into. The Genesis drop is our way to start building our community. And the idea is that, we're here to interact a lot with the upcoming artists, collaborations. We've done fabulously well in with our collaborations with designers. And I think the same sort of thought process we want to bring to the table here. So the Genesis holders are definitely going to get a lot more advantage, with what's the roadmap sketched out in the future. We are going to go into Web 3.0, like metaverse. And I think that's what Kunal and we've been working on to see that if the new year drop can be some metaverse compatible shoes, so everybody can get to enjoy. And I think that's what excites us, that we can bring all our brand values under this one umbrella and not single it out by just saying that, oh, it's just one of the projects or experiments we are doing. It's at the core, innovation. We are always, as Vishakha mentioned, the beginning of the call, like passion, innovation, luxury, and bringing all of that. There's so much thought that's gone into every detail of the NFT. I mean, we're very OCD about things anyway. So just making sure the look and feel goes with the brand at the same time is exciting for the community, because it's a new place for us to be, and kind of bridging both the gaps to create a perfect product has been, very exciting. And I think that's how we want to keep engaging this fabulous art and creators out there. And the more I'm seeing every day, like my just thoughts keep popping, oh, we could collaborate. Like my team's already like, oh, we should talk to this artist, we could do something cool with our gifting boxes for festive. And there's so much more that you could do. And again, that integration of both the worlds, because the reality still remains that it's something new we are exploring. And how beautifully we assimilate the two worlds is what we're looking at. And it's all about those digital identities that people are creating these days. And as Kunal mentioned, that is going to be the future with the next set of Gen Zs and alphas coming together. So yeah, I think the point of getting hands on this is, you are like the country club. Just think of it like a country club ownership that you get into a lot more that is carved out for the future of OCD in this space.
I think that's very nicely put. So congratulations to Neha, to OCD, to Kunal and the CSS Club. This is fantastic. Everybody needs to stay glued to these channels and wait for the public sale. And the moment you get a chance, please buy your NFT.